Hello and welcome to Ginny's Horse Product Review. I'm Ginny and I'm going to tell you why Desitin Diaper Rash Cream is my #1 tack box item. If you don't have Desitin Diaper Rash Cream in your tack box, I don't even know how you're even surviving as a horse person. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Desitin. I use the generic kind because it's cheaper, but I do recommend the maximum strength version, and that has 40% zinc oxide in it, and it's usually purple, no matter what brand. This is a must-have item, especially if you are in a humid or wet climate, and you need to get it in your tack box ASAP. There are 3 main reasons why this is my #1 tack box item. #1, it's antifungal and antibacterial. #2, it's a moisture barrier. #3, it's soothing and gentle. These 3 components make it my go-to horse product for just about any skin and hoof ailment. I've used it for rain rot, scratches, thrush, you name it. It is cheap and effective. When we were living in North Carolina, there was one really particularly wet spring, and it seemed like it was rainy all the time. The grass was always wet, the horses were in mud, and we were dealing with things like scratches and thrush. I tried just about everything to get rid of that thrush. The purple stuff, the green stuff, bleach solutions, the antibiotic cream for cows, like just about everything, and nothing got a handle on this thrush. Finally, I ended up reading a blog somewhere, I don't even remember where, and it suggested Desitin Diaper Rash Cream. And I was like, what do I have to lose? It's cheap. I've already spent so much money trying to get a handle on this. I'm just gonna go buy some, and just went to the grocery store, got a tube, brought it back, and started using it. Once I started squirting that diaper rash cream into the central sulcus of the hoof, I finally started seeing results. Maybe if you've had babies before, you know this stuff sticks. I mean, you just put in that hoof and it is in there. It's all over you. You can get on your clothes, so definitely be careful. Again, it's gentle, but it's sticky stuff. Not only does the diaper rash cream stay in there and stick in there, it creates a moisture barrier, and we know that thrush, fungus, and things like that, bacteria, hate oxygen and they hate being dry. So this is just a great way to, first of all, just keep it dry, keep the moisture out of there. Second of all, it's antifungal and antibacterial. So it's working on 2 levels. It's keeping that moisture barrier there and keeping, water and more moisture from feeding that fungus or bacteria. And it's also fighting those things. If you're dealing with really aggressive thrush, I recommend picking your horse's hooves daily and reapplying this daily. If it's the wet season, I'll use it once a week just as maintenance. Literally, ever since I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years, I have not had a case of thrush at all. Just hasn't happened. Desitin is also my go-to remedy for scratches. Any kind of fungus, but especially scratches. If you've ever had to treat a horse with scratches, you know how painful and raw that skin gets. And if you're down there on a back hoof, you don't want to get kicked, and you're putting all kinds of, Furazone sweats and things like that on these. And it's like, that has to burn and be so painful for these poor horses. And that's why Desitin is my go-to for scratches as well. It works great for scratches in the same way that it works great for thrush. First of all, it creates a moisture barrier, and it's soothing. If you slather some of that Desitin on scratches, that's going to feel so much better than if you put something else on there that would be caustic or painful, something a little harsher. So immediately you're going to soothe whatever pain of that raw, chapped, just painful scratches area is already going on. So it's definitely a good idea for scratches. I've had really good luck using this on cannon crud too, after scrubbing that, and just about anywhere. Rain rot spots, and you'll occasionally see my horses, whether in videos or if you're at our stable or sometimes, and they'll just be have a white spot on them or something. That's Desitin. I'm just using Desitin somewhere. If your horse is having any kind of chafing issues or tack galls, Desitin is a great way to protect those areas and prevent them from either becoming even more chafed or rubbed raw, or you know, to help them heal if you already have some tack galls, girth galls, things like that. Slather those areas up with Desitin to protect them, and it's just going to be a great thing to do before you head out on the trail or anything. I can't say enough great things about Desitin diaper rash cream or the generic equivalent. It's super cheap. You can pick it up at your grocery store or Walmart or Amazon or anything. And I just always have a tube or a couple on hand. They're in my tack box in my trailer. And I just have found it to be the #1 remedy for just about any skin issue. Once you've experienced your horse like developing a chemical burn from, you know, some other kind of remedy that shall remain nameless, you're a lot more careful about what you put on your horse. And for me, I just feel really safe and confident using Desitin diaper rash cream since it works for babies and it is super effective. If you have a #1 must-have favorite tack box item, leave me a comment. I would love to hear about it. You know I love trying new products and things like that. I want to know what you're using. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss next week's video where I tell you how to choose the right hoof boots for your horse. Until next time, happy trails!